I called airport security on a man after he grabbed my daughter during boarding. We'd been saving for this trip for almost 3 years. Between work, school schedules, and just life in general, getting all of us on a plane together felt like a miracle. My daughter Emma is 10, and this was her first time flying. She'd been counting down the days, watching videos about airplanes, asking me questions about turbulence and how pilots know where to land. We live in a small town, so even the airport felt huge and exciting to her. The flight out went smoothly. Emma sat by the window the whole time, pressing her forehead to the glass and narrating everything she saw. When we landed, she clapped without realizing it, then laughed and looked embarrassed. I told her it was okay. Lots of people do that their first time. She beamed the rest of the way through the terminal. The problem happened while we were boarding our connecting flight. The gate area was crowded, people standing shoulder to shoulder, bags everywhere. Emma was right in front of me, holding her backpack straps like I'd told her to. We were in Group C, moving slowly down the jet bridge. That's when I noticed a man behind her getting impatient. He kept sighing loudly, muttering under his breath, tapping his foot like we were personally ruining his day. At first I ignored him. Travel brings out the worst in people. But then Emma hesitated for half a second because someone in front of her dropped their boarding pass, and the guy reached forward and grabbed her arm to shove her ahead. Not hard enough to knock her over, but hard enough that she gasped and stumbled. I saw her eyes fill with tears instantly. She looked back at me, confused and scared like she didn't understand why a stranger would touch her. I stepped between them immediately and said, "Don't touch my child." My voice came out sharper than I expected. The man rolled his eyes and said, "She was blocking the line. Maybe teach her to move faster." Like that explained everything. Emma started crying for real then. Not loud, just silent tears running down her face. I put my hand on her shoulder and asked if she was okay. She nodded, but her hand was shaking. The man tried to step around us, muttering something about people bringing kids everywhere. That's when I said, "You don't get to put your hands on anyone, ever." He laughed, actually laughed, and said, "Relax." I barely touched her. I watched him walk past us onto the plane, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. Emma clung to my jacket. I didn't even think. I pulled out my phone and flagged down the nearest gate agent. I told her exactly what happened. She called airport security immediately. We stepped aside while boarding paused. Emma sat down in one of the chairs, wiping her face with her sleeve. I crouched in front of her and asked if her arm hurt. She said it was fine, but she didn't want to get on the plane anymore. That hurt more than anything else. Security arrived within minutes. I described the man, gray hoodie, black backpack, seat number already scanned. They went down the jet bridge and onto the plane. Through the glass, I could see them speaking to him. His posture changed instantly, defensive, angry, pointing back toward the gate. They escorted him off the plane. Passengers were staring now. He was arguing loudly, saying I was overreacting, saying it was ridiculous to delay a flight over nothing. One of the officers held his arm firmly and told him to lower his voice. Emma squeezed my hand when she saw him come back up the jet bridge. He looked over and locked eyes with me, his face red with fury. He mouthed something I didn't need to hear clearly to understand. One of the officers stepped between us and guided him away toward the security office. The gate agent apologized to us and told us to take our time boarding. When we finally got to our seats, Emma leaned against me and asked quietly if she did something wrong. I told her no, not even a little. Later, as the plane pushed back from the gate, I saw through the window as security led the man down the terminal in the opposite direction. He wasn't coming with us. Emma watched too, then rested her head on my shoulder. She didn't look scared anymore, just tired.